Greetings to you all and welcome to another episode of Damole News. Hope you guys are doing fine and thank you so much for stopping by. So Northern Elders again reject Tinubu's tax reform B, back 90 governors and monarch on withdrawal. Meanwhile, the Arewa Forum denies ethnic bias, says the Northern region criticized President Tinubu's policy, same way they did to Buhari. Alright, I'm going to be giving you guys the full details of this news, but please help us by liking and sharing this video so that YouTube and other social media can recommend it to more people. Thank you. So, the Northern Elders Forum has endorsed the stand taken by the Northern State Governors Forum in conjunction with the Northern Nigeria Council of Traditional Rulers about the proposed tax reform bill by President Bola Tinubu. The 19 state governors in the northern region had aired their strong displeasure on the recent tax reform bill the federal government submitted to the National Assembly for approval. The governors particularly rejected the proposed shift to a derivation-based model for value-added tax distribution. They claimed that the proposed model would be at the disadvantage of the northern states and other less industrial regions. The governors, under the auspices of the Northern State Governors Forum, voiced their strong opposition in the communique issued after a strategic meeting in Kaduna in October. However, the Northern Elders Forum Board of Trustees, during its second biannual meeting on Wednesday, November 20th, at the Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Center, reaffirmed the Northern Elders Forum's strong opposition to this pernicious policy. So, according to a statement, the Northern Elders Forum maintained that in its present form, the tax reform bill is conceived in a bad faith, poorly packaged, and it is a palpable threat to their unity and national cohesion. The forum, in a communique signed by Professor Abdullahi, its convener and released on Saturday, condemned the conspicuous loss of voice on the burning issue by the elected lawmakers in the National Assembly from the region. The communique partly reads, "The meeting unanimously endorsed the patriotic stand taken on the raging national debate about the tax reform bill by the Northern State Governors Forum in conjunction with the Northern Nigeria Council of Traditional Rulers, just as it reaffirmed the Northern Elders Forum's strong opposition to this pernicious policy." In addition, the meeting seriously maintained that in its present form, the tax reform bill is conceived in a bad faith, poorly packaged, and it is a palpable threat to our unity and national cohesion. The meeting proceeded by drawing attention to the brazen, cowardly way and suspicious manner in which the tax reform bill was imposed on the nation, without allowing the input of critical stakeholders, even as it kept its members of the National Economic Council in the dark, thus confirming the sinister intentions of those promoting this outrageous bill. The board in session condemned in very strong terms the conspicuous loss of voice on this burning issue by the overwhelming number of elected politicians in the National Assembly from the region, and fiercely warned that indeed the days are fast gone when such conspiratorial connivance against the vital and strategic interests of the region, either by those within or outside the region, would be condoned or even tolerated, he said. Alright, so moving forward, the Arewa Forum denies ethnic bias on the northern region, constantly criticizing President Tinubu's policy, say they did the same thing to Buhari in his tenure. So the Arewa Consultative Forum has clarified its position on the criticism of President Bola Tinubu's administration, claiming that it remains impartial and applies the same critical lens it did during the tenure of former President Muhammadu Buhari. So Murtala Aliyu, the AFC Secretary General, speaking on Arise TV, dismissed claims that the forum stands against certain government policies stem from regional bias. So, according to him, he said, "It's unfair to say we criticize the government because a Satana is at the helm of affairs. We were huge critics of the last Northern-led administration and our records can verify this." So, Aliyu reiterated that while the forum engages in political discourse, it is not aligned with any political party. According to him, he said, "The ACF official position is that selecting candidates is the responsibility of political parties. We assess which candidate is better for the country and the North. We are not partisan but rather political, with an interest in the northern region development and its benefits to the entire country." So his comment follows reports suggesting that the ACF might endorse a northern candidate in the 2027 presidential election. Aliyu denied any bias, stating, "We don't take sides. We are not against any person, including the current president. Alright, I'm going to let you guys listen to him while he was addressing the issue on Arise TV, and I'll be right back.
Let me start by talking about the people that signed. The people that signed were the chairman of the Board of Trustees and myself, the Secretary General. And I think it's the responsibility of the Secretary General. And when the Board of Trustees chairman is around, he will co-join to sign such a very important information or such an important document. But I think to say that that's the general opinion of the ACF is to take it too far, because the issue is not on whether the people in the north are impoverished or the other way, because every Nigerian knows what is happening. Government may have its own reason for its economic policies, and also its government that will explain how it will work or how it will succeed. But for the actual feeling on the ground is that people are on the edge. So, but to say that the North has decided on any political position or come 2027 was not something that was discussed. So I think that was why the contention was, not on whether Nigerians are in good shape or not.
So what exactly is the position of the ACF vis-a-vis President Tinubu's economic policies so far? What are the thoughts of the ACF on this?
Well, we've made our statements previously. We are still making our statements today. The persons on the street are really complaining. They are suffering. Food is becoming difficult on the table. People are finding it difficult to move, even to go to work. These are realities on the ground. But the government has explained, and it's government's responsibility to tell us when this will be eased. And so as ACF, we will continue to tell government that people are complaining, that people are suffering, and even if the pains of cure, they have to know that this is happening.
Yeah, first off, is the ACF engaging the northern leaders, the governors, the traditional institutions, and what have you? Is there any kind of engagement, to get them to understand that at the end of the day, the buck stops on their table to, provide good governance for their people? Because one has heard a lot of northern elite, top northerners say that the northern leaders themselves have failed the north.
Well, first of all, let me say that we engage the governors at the governors forum level. We also engage the governors at individual level. We also engage the traditional rulers, and where there is a responsibility at the subnational level, we bring their attention to that. We are not totally blaming the national government for all the wars in the country. Just like the North, any part of the country will have to wake up at subnational level to do the right thing. And so the federal government will complement those efforts. But such economic policies, the macroeconomic policies, are actually defined by government at the center. And if things are going right or wrong, it's the center that should address it. At a micro level, the state governments or the governments at the national level will handle that, and we are talking to them. So we're not saying we're heaping all the blame on one person or one location. No, we're saying all people at the leadership level should wake up to their responsibility and also be aware that the people at the grassroots are complaining. And so we expect to see the promises government made that changes will come soon and that succor will come to the people.
There is this growing, the growing voices of discontent in the North, whether it's the Northern Elders Forum, the Arewa Consultative Forum, and a few other sociocultural groups in the North. These voices, growing gradually, and many are saying, is it because a Southerner is at the helm of affairs? Because when a Northerner was leading this country in the last 8 years, there wasn't much of this kind of complaint coming from the North. What do you say to that?
I think that's an unfair judgment because I can tell you when, at least the last dispensation, a northerner was in government, and I think we are huge critics of that. And this can be verified. Check our records. We have all our publications. We have all our outings, and there's never been a time we'll be quiet about anything. There was never a time like that. And ACF is going to be 25 next year. We've been consistent on the objective of the ACF. We've been consistent on bringing attention to government. And we're not only criticizing. Sometimes when government does something that we press the government. So it's not as if we are just there criticizing. But when there are things that we think that need attention of the government or need to draw the attention of the government, we call their attention. It doesn't matter who is there. And I wanted to understand that people should recall that before the election, we invited all candidates to Kaduna, and we interacted with them. At least 5 out of the 6 candidates, major candidates, appeared, including the current president. And we've been straightforward. We've been straightforward on that. So, and we didn't take side on any. If we wanted to take any side, we could have taken side then, but it's not the objective or it's not the way of the ACF to take sides on who should become the president of Nigeria. What we are concerned about is who will do well for the country and who will address the particular issues of the North.
So my people, that is it. I saw this news and I decided to share it with you guys. So please let me know your opinion in the comment section, and please help us by liking and sharing this video so that YouTube and Facebook can recommend it to more people. Thank you so much for your time and God bless you. Amen.